Good morning, YouTube. It has been a minute since I made a video, and I do apologize about that. I just had a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, a lot of good things going on. Been staying busy. Staying very busy. Got me a new Squirrel mobile. Well, new to me. I don't want a new one. New to me, Squirrel mobile. Getting a few things checked out on it, hopefully this week. You know, I've been driving it the last couple weeks, and I like it pretty good. I want to have to take it somewhere and have them go over it. There's a couple little things that need done. You know, a little bit of body work and stuff. Other than that, it's a pretty solid running vehicle. And what else has went on this last few days? I did get a 3-day weekend over the 4th, which is very unusual. Usually I only get 1 or 2 days on a holiday. So yeah, I took my little woman, went down the Potomac River and fished on Friday. I took her and my little boy. And then on Saturday, I took my 2 nephews, well, 2 out of 4 of my nephews, 2 out of 4 of my nephews, let me say it right, down there to the same spot. Caught tons of fish. And I've been liking that ultralight rod and reel setup I got. I actually bought it for trout. And I have been discovering that it is extremely fun to fight fish, whether they're small or big, on an ultralight setup. I've been using some micro crankbaits you can get from Walmart for like $1. And I used some trout magnets. And it's a blast. I mean, even a sunfish about 6-7 inches long, whenever it hooks on the one with an ultralight, it'll peel drag. So, but yeah, and then I took my little boy back there, I believe on Sunday. No, Saturday. I took him back on Saturday. I get my days mixed up anymore. Took him back on Saturday, and I didn't do a whole lot this past Sunday. You know, I did go to a church. There's a new church starting in our community. I did go out and sit through their first service together. That was pretty good. Got to see some people I haven't seen in a very long time. Then I went back to work on Monday, so that's just how it is. Probably end up working 6 days a week this week. But it don't bother me. As long as I get to go fishing, you know, I like to fish in the summer. And that spot I took everybody to, get in my dinner bucket here. I gotta get me a little snacky. I'm a little hungry. I can't help it, I'm fat. Alright. But anyway, the spot that I took everybody to, it's fairly shallow. I mean, you could wade. I'm 6'6", and I could wade just about all the way across there, except for one spot that was about 6 foot wide, 6 or 8 foot wide. It's about 12 foot deep right there. But the rest of it, I mean, it didn't even come up to my chin, wading out across it or whatever. But it was still fun. On a hot day, I mean, it was hot. It was hot, it was humid, it was nasty, muggy. The river felt very good. So it did. Yeah, the river felt really good. I did So I'm planning on going back down there this weekend when I got all my kids. You know, I should have, if I'm not mistaken, I should have all the teenagers and my oldest daughter's boyfriend, maybe his little brother, I don't know yet, and my little boy, and we're all going to go down. The little woman's been wanting to try kayaking. We were going to rent a couple on Sunday, never made it. We decided to order an inflatable kayak off Amazon. We're going to take it down there and try it out. If we get it in time, see what it's like. Because I told her I was thinking about getting one, because that John boat that I got, most John boats for that matter, it's almost a two-person endeavor whenever you unload it and load it into the back of a pickup. And a kayak, I feel I could do that by myself a lot easier. I don't know about taking Leon out on the kayak, but I do want to take him out on the John boat. I got him a harness and a leash a couple weeks ago, and Leon went outside like a champ. I mean, he may have just sat there and stared at a blade of grass, but at least he wasn't scared to death. I think that was the first time that cat's ever been in the outdoors. He's trying to figure out what a blade of grass is. And one of the outside cats come up to him and sniffed him. He kind of got a little scared there for a minute until he realized that he wasn't going to hurt him. That's just how he was getting to know him. Then he was ready to go back inside. He waddled his little furry behind back up the stairs and then to the door. He was ready to go back inside. He had enough. So, but it's still a start. He's got to get used to wearing the harness. Because I'm afraid if I let him outside without a harness or a leash, he probably wouldn't be able to find the house if he got more than like 10 feet away from it. So yeah, I hit the ground running there yesterday, my first day back at work. I took a couple loads down into Virginia. Well, that was a good day. Wasn't too aggravating. It was a real pretty day for the most part. Now, last evening, it stormed bad last evening. Excuse me. Although, kudos to my girlfriend. She stopped and got me a large Supreme stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. I have been craving a stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut for a very long time, and I ate the whole thing last night. I ate 4 pieces there about 5 o'clock, and then last night I fell asleep on the chair and woke up at 10:30, and I thought, well, I'm still hungry. So I went into the refrigerator, and I got the last 4 pieces of my pizza out, and I ate all them. And then I went to bed. So I ate an entire pizza yesterday evening. But I'm not fat. I'm fluffy. I'm fluffy. We'll leave that there. But yeah, that was pretty good. That was really good. Yeah, that was really good. I enjoy a stuffed crust pizza once in a while. Yeah. And then on a further note, I actually have quit drinking so much Mountain Dew. For all those that want to know, yes, I used to drink 2 or 3 2 liters. Not a little one, Not the big one, the great big one, the 2-liter bottle. I used to drink 3 of those a day. And then I was down to 1 a day or 1.5 a day. And then I went down to a bottle lasting a day and a half, one of the big 2 liters. And now I haven't really drank a whole lot of pop. I drink a lot more Gatorade now, especially with it being hot. We got to get them electrolytes back in. And it may have a lot of sugar in it. 34 grams of added sugar. Which, pop has about that. But at least this has got all your electrolytes and potassium and some sodiums and stuff in it. Because I know if you run low on potassium and sodium and electrolytes, you get some really bad cramps whenever it's hot outside. But yeah, that's just kind of my little take on doing things a little healthier. And in further news, we now only have a Dollar General and a little rinky-dink mom and pop gas station / hardware store in Mount Storm for right now, because the Mount Storm Liberty is under remodel. I don't know what they're doing. I really could care less. I'm a little distraught about it. Because I usually buy a roll of snuff every week. Well, I had to buy a couple rolls of snuff because they're going to be down for a couple weeks. So, nobody really knows what exactly the remodel is, from what I gather. If you do, let me know. I mean, I'd be glad to hear it. But I know it's kind of a little bit of an inconvenience. They did bring a fast food truck in down there because a lot of people used to stop there and get their lunch. So they brought a fast food truck in to sit down there in front of the gas station, since the gas station's going to be closed for a couple of weeks. But it stormed bad last night, even up here on the mountain. I mean, I don't know. And it poured the rain down this morning and everything's all wet, which we needed the rain because it was dry. I mean, we planted some stuff in our garden and we've been having to water the garden, and I give it a good soaking every evening. And before I give it the soaking, I feel it to see how dry the soil is, because we use raised bed gardens. Because I live on a rock bar. And you could soak that soil down. I bet you could put 100 gallons of water on each one of them raised beds, because they're only, I think they're only like 3 foot by 8 foot or something, 3 foot by something of that nature, 3 foot by 8 foot, 4 foot by 8 foot, I can't remember. But you could put 100 gallons on one of them things, and the next day it would be powder. I mean, that's just how dry it's been. I don't know. But we do got some corn coming up, and we do got some beans started to come up. And a few of the sunflowers have started to come up. I'm kind of anxious to see how well the carrots are going to do this year. Last year the carrots did all right, but I didn't really know what I was doing planting carrots, and I think I planted them just a touch too thick. Same way with the lettuce. Yeah, we definitely overcrowded the lettuce. We learned a lesson last year. Don't have any more than like 2 or maybe 3 cucumber plants. Because last year we had 8 cucumber plants, and we got cucumbers. We ended up just throwing a bunch of them away because I couldn't give them away fast enough. They just kept popping up and then going bad, and popping up and going bad. I probably ended up with 3 8-foot pickup beds full of cucumbers last year. And zucchini's the same way. We had 4 zucchini plants. This year we only did 2. Last year we had a couple pumpkin plants, and we did do a couple of them this year because the kids like to carve jack-o'-lanterns out of them. And then we planted some tomatoes, some bell peppers, some spinach, some lettuce, corn, beans, cucumbers, zucchini, pumpkin, spring onion, and wee little tiny onions. Because last year we had a whole bed full of them great big vidalias, and 3/4 of them went to waste because we couldn't find anybody that wanted any. And it was just, we definitely have learned how to sow seeds a little bit better. I haven't really gardened. I never really did actually work in a garden other than help my granddaddy and my grandma pick taters and raspberries. But, I watched my dad do it for years, but maybe I should have paid a little more attention on the planting the seeds and stuff like that, so I knew how many to plant. But because I didn't really read any directions, I just kind of rolled with it. Yeah, old Leon's doing good. I would say he's become a genius, but then I'd probably get smited with a lightning bolt for lying, because there's just something wrong with that cat. And I don't mean, I don't know. He's just Leon. You have to know him to love him. Yep. I went to sleep in there Sunday morning, and somebody was upset because his daddy wasn't out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. So that somebody was Mr. Leon, and Mr. Leon went in there to check on old daddy, and he batted me in the face until I woke up. And once I woke up, he realized I was just sleeping. He was fine. He curled up in a ball right beside me. And, yeah, he's definitely been, I don't know. I don't know if he thinks that I am a cat or what, but he's very attached to me. But yeah, it is what it is. But I did buy a new kind of lure. Well, it's been around for eons. I bought a new to me kind of lure. I used to use them when I was a kid. But I'm going to try them out this weekend out in the river if we go. There's a Strike King green pumpkin with red flake tube jig. Now, I'm pretty sure I got like 3/8 ounce tube jig heads. I wanted something kind of heavier because I want the thing to fall clear to the bottom quick. I'm going to try that out because I used to catch a lot of fish on tubes. And I even caught a channel cat on a tube one time. That was interesting because I wasn't even trying to catch him. He just ate it. I was actually up here at the lake and had a black tube on, a rather large black tube. You know, it was probably a 4-inch one. And I was sitting there, and I seen a couple catfish look like they were just sitting there, looked like they'd been fighting, you know, had marks on each other or something. Well, I was just sitting there messing around with them, picking on them. About that time, that one turned around and seen that tube. And let me tell you, he inhaled it, and then he took off. And it was all I could do to get him in. But that was years ago, and I'm hoping the water up there, because they ain't had the units on very much, so I'm hoping that the water up there had warmed up, because some people's been catching, you know, some average size, decent average size catfish out up there now. And if that's the case, water warmed up where they finally got above the thermocline. And it started coming in from the deep. So I might go hit that sometime too. Try it. But I have found through the years of my youth, a hot dog works pretty good for catfish bait up there. But I have found something that works even better. You all may laugh, I don't care, because I don't like to get my hands dirty with worm dirt and chicken liver blood, alright? That stuff bugged me out. I don't mind doing it if I have to. You know, I bait the little woman's hook and all that. But in my personal preference, I just as soon use something that's not going to be so messy. Because not so much that I'm a germaphobe, it's just I'm very prone to making a big mess out of my clothes. And I'm very prone to making a big mess where messes shouldn't be. Like, I could have nothing on my hands. I could just be clean hand. And I could walk past the grease pit in our shop, not even touch anything, and somehow or another I will get grease on me somewhere, some way, some shape, some form. Now, I don't know, but I just don't want to make a mess, and I don't really like being messy because of that. But I have found, what is that stuff called? It's them little pre-made dough balls you can get. They're about this big around. I think Magic Bait makes them. They sell them at Walmart. And the chicken blood. The chicken blood and chicken liver and blood or whatever, you know, it don't really make a big mess. It is a little stinky, but like I said, I can deal with stink. I just don't like stuff on my hands because I don't like, you know, getting grease everywhere where grease or dirt and gunk shouldn't be. And I have a habit of wiping my hands on my clothes. You know, if I get a little bit, like, say I bait the little woman's hook, you know, and I get some worm gunk on my hand, I just wipe it on my shorts with just kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of a, without even thinking about it, maybe a reaction or something. But yeah. But yeah, YouTube, I am terribly sorry about not getting back. It just, with everything happening, and then, you know, after After I got the new Squirrel Mobile, I had to go down the next day and get my tags and stuff transferred around. I had to hurry up at the bank because the DMV took forever, because apparently Monday is the busiest day at the DMV. And by the time I got out of there, I was in there for an hour and a half to do something that took 5 minutes. And by the time I got out of the DMV, I had like 15 minutes to hurry up, get my youngest daughter and my little boy gathered up, and go next door to the bank and try to sign up, start a new account, all that. Big mess of stuff. Well, in the process of doing all that, I apparently left my phone at the bank. And by the time I remembered it, where I had put it, because I looked all over my pickup, I thought I dropped it or left it somewhere, something, which I did, but I just wasn't expecting it to be there. By the time I realized it was probably at the bank, they had done been closed for an hour and a half. So I had to go down the very next day to get my phone back. And which I done told my dad what happened. Well, apparently, I'm not picking. This was actually a very nice thing that was done, and not a lot of people would have done this. But the one woman at the bank knew me, and her husband used to work with me. Well, she told her husband. Her husband called my boss, and my boss called my dad to let me know my phone was at the bank. Which, it was alright. I done figured all that out. But it just goes to show that there is people that do care. So I want to thank them for all that because they didn't have to do all that, but they did, and that meant a lot. Because I use my phone for everything. I mean, I use my phone for phone calls, text messages, getting in contact with all my kids. I use my phone for work, for dispatch and all that. I use my phone for YouTube. I use my phone for the Facebook. I use my phone for like the Facebook Marketplace. I have become very fond of Facebook Marketplace lately. They got a lot of stuff on there for a lot of good deals. I use my phone for, checking different accounts, different things. It's basically like a little computer. A very handy contraption, but I'm not like some people that's always got to have their nose in it all the time. I'm the kind of person that I don't have to have it, but if I misplace it, I get concerned, especially because of having to use it for work. But yeah, that's about it for today. The old squirrel really ain't got a whole lot else. But I have been reading up on a few things, and there is a couple more Bible scriptures coming. I promise you that. I'm just kind of waiting for the right moment to talk about some things. But I promise you there is going to be more Bible scriptures coming. And I am not a preacher. Please don't even confuse me for a preacher. I am not that religious. Although I do read the Bible, I am Christian by faith. I am no preacher. I want no part of being a preacher. It's just, sometimes I may have a different view than other people on the same scripture. Because, I connect with blue collar people. As like a friend of mine who is a preacher talked to me, he connects with businessmen. You know, the whole difference between white collar and blue collar is white collar people could even interpret scriptures differently. What it means to them, it might mean something different to me. You know, you could ask 100 different people what a Bible verse means, and you will have, I almost guarantee you will have 100 different answers. You know, that's just how it is. Because, see, I view things differently than what a lot of people do, and a lot of people view things differently than I do. So it is what it is. But I don't know if anybody on here knows Kendall Gray with KG Outdoors. I'm not trying to steal your title or anything, but I wanted to say I did watch what you did for your 147-year-old grandma, Mammy, and man, that was awesome. That was awesome. You know, having her a birthday party like that, and it really shows that you are a good guy, Mr. Gray, if you're watching this. But anyway, like, subscribe. Have a good day. Squirrel Hunter out.